Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we are going to study the sources of infection of parasites and the different modes through which parasites are transmitted from one host to another. Understanding these sources and transmission routes is very important because it helps in the prevention and control of parasitic diseases. Let us begin with the sources of infection of parasites. The first source is contaminated soil and water. Soil polluted with human feces may contain eggs or larvae of parasites such as hookworms, Strongyloides species, Ascaris species, and Trichuris species. Similarly, infection can occur by drinking water contaminated with human excreta containing cysts of parasites such as Entamoeba histolytica and Giardia lamblia. The second important source is raw or undercooked meat. Raw beef may contain the larvae of Cysticercus bovis, while pork may contain Cysticercus cellulosae. Consumption of undercooked meat can therefore transmit parasitic infections. The third source is aquatic sources. Freshwater fish may transmit Diphyllobothrium latum. Crabs and crayfish may carry Paragonimus westermanni. Aquatic plants such as watercress may transmit Phaceola hepatica. The fourth source is blood-sucking insects. Mosquitoes can transmit parasites such as Plasmodium species and Wuchereria bancrofti. The tsetse fly transmits Trypanosoma species. Sandflies transmit Leishmania species. The fifth source is domestic animals. Cats can act as a source of Toxoplasma gondii infection. Dogs may transmit Echinococcus granulosus. The sixth source is humans themselves. Humans can act as hosts for several parasites and may excrete infective stages such as eggs, larvae, or cysts into the environment. In this way, infected humans can become a source of transmission for parasites such as Entamoeba histolytica. Now let us move toward the modes of transmission of parasites. The first and most common route is the oral or fecal-oral route. In this method, infection occurs by ingestion of contaminated food, water, or vegetables carrying infective stages of parasites. Examples include cysts of Entamoeba histolytica and ova of Ascaris lumbricoides. The second mode is penetration through skin or mucous membranes. Some parasites infect the host when larval forms penetrate unbroken skin. Examples include larvae of Strongyloides stercoralis and hookworms. Transmission may also occur through insect bites, such as in infections caused by Plasmodium species, Leishmania species, and Wuchereria bancrofti. The third mode is physical and sexual contact. Entamoeba gingivalis may spread through kissing or contaminated drinking utensils. Trichomonas vaginalis is commonly transmitted through sexual contact. The fourth mode is vertical transmission. Some parasites can pass from an infected mother to the fetus through the placenta. Examples include Toxoplasma gondii, Plasmodium species, and Trypanosoma cruzi. The fifth mode is blood transfusion. Certain parasites may spread through transfusion of infected blood or blood products. Examples include Plasmodium species, Babesia species, Toxoplasma species, Leishmania species, and Trypanosoma species. The final mode is autoinfection. In autoinfection, the same person becomes reinfected by the parasite already present in the body. This may occur through contaminated hands, called external autoinfection, or through reverse peristalsis, called internal autoinfection. Examples include Cryptosporidium parvum, Taenia solium, Enterobius vermicularis, Strongyloides stercoralis, and Hymenolipus nana. In the next lecture, we will study zoonosis, parasitic zoonosis and their types, routes of transmission, and methods of prevention. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep learning.